1989, DCI returns to Kansas City, and the tenor of the telecast changes that year as Curt Gowdy, the legendary sports announcer, joins me as co-host. It was a year of revolution around the world, the high point certainly coming when the Berlin Wall is breached for the first time, then the wall starts coming down, and the two Germanys will become one once again. A completely different story in China, as a democracy protest in Tiananmen Square is crushed with ruthless efficiency by the Chinese government. We had a major oil spill off the coast of Alaska as the Exxon Valdez runs aground. Remember the World Series in October? Rocked by an earthquake in San Francisco. At the box office that year, The Adventures of Indiana Jones captured our fancy and fantasy, and it was fantasy on the football field once again that would eventually triumph as well.
It sure was. We had dueling Phantoms that year.
Yes, we did.
The Phantom Regiment comes back and really roars into finals with the New World Symphony Show. The crowd goes nuts. They tie the all-time high score, 98.4.
We're thinking this has got to be it. This is Phantom's year.
Show
Finally.
of the night. And in comes Santa Clara Vanguard, our old pals. Talk about identities, two very strong identities. And they come in with a revamped Phantom of the Opera show, and they take all the cards. They break the record's all-time high score, 98.8. It is an amazing performance, really from the heart.
And bubbling under the top, Cavaliers are still doing this.
They're doing their rise, and it's one of those things that it's an opportunity for them to change gears a little bit, and they do John Rutter and his choral music, orchestral music. Very good for them.
You know, it was interesting to watch Star of Indiana that year. They're still in their ascent and totally changing styles.
Well, they decide, they look at Cavaliers, they look at the Phantom Regiment, they look at Santa Clara Vanguard, they go, we can't do that. Our identity is going to be, we're the chameleon, we're going to change. And so they do an all British show out of nowhere. And you know, Bill Cook, I always think of Bill Cook. This is a guy who 4 years before had really felt an urge to start a drum corps, to bring drum corps to kids, because his kid had been
in the Colts.
Mm-hmm. And he said, this is a great activity. So an Indiana businessman decides, I'm going to be the first fully corporately sponsored corps, and he founds the Star of Indiana, and here they are making the rise. My favorite, I've got to go, well, freelancers get in, Crossmen get in, and I love their How High the Moon. That was
a great chart.
Yeah.
Of course, Madison moving the walls back with Slaughter on 10th Avenue.
Yeah, okay, I'll give you that one too.
1989 in Kansas City.